to Lancaster Volkswagen, and I'm going to be doing a review today of the Volkswagen ID.4. I'm going to be showing you the inside, the outside, and giving you information about pricing, colours, spec, etc. So this model here in the showroom is the Life model, and it starts off with 18-inch trims on the wheels. They're not alloy wheels, they're just like a wheel trim, but they do look very like an alloy wheel. If you do want alloy wheels, you can get them as an option, or they're standard on style and above. This is finished in the scale silver colour, which is just a silver metallic colour, pure silver colour, and it's quite nice. If you want a bit more of a funkier, brighter colour, you can get it in King's Red, or you can also get it in the dusk blue colour, which is like a really nice sort of dark blue colour. The range starts with the Life model, which has 148 horsepower for the base motor. That gives you 213 miles of official range. Volkswagen tend to have their actual range very similar to what the official stated range was. You can get the range to go all the way up to 319 miles, so an extra over 100 miles on this car as well. So it starts off, the range starts at 34,995, which is pretty well priced in the electric market, especially at the moment, and that's for the Life model. If you want to go to the Style model, that starts from just over £38,000, and that has more extras on it, like upgraded headlights as well as proper 18-inch alloy wheels as well. The thing about having 18-inch wheels is you've still got a good sidewall on these. As electric cars are heavier, they tend to ride a lot firmer, and because this has got a good sidewall, it'll be much more comfortable than with bigger alloy wheels. So the good thing about that ID.4 in the electric market is it's one of the few electric SUVs out there, and it's reasonably priced at that too. So it's really practical for families. It's got a much bigger boot than most electric cars as well, and a good range too. Volkswagen has decided to keep the style pretty simple and futuristic, and it's got like that classic Volkswagen styling that was going to be quite timeless. If you don't need all this extra space that an SUV gives you, the ID.3 may be a good option. It's smaller than this, but it's the same sort of principle. Inside feels very similar, and the quality is all really good as well. The boot on this is 543 litres, which is really good. As you can see, it's absolutely massive, and that's perfect for families, and you can get everything you need in there. That's why it's a really good family car as well. There's loads of electric cars out there that you can buy that are smaller and cheaper, like the Nissan Leaf or cars like that, but this is going to hold its value much better, and it feels more luxurious and spacious as well. So how often will you need to be charging your ID.4 then? Well, the range starts off at 208 miles of range, and that's on a higher one. Larger alloys knock the miles down a few miles. But on the Life, it starts from 213 miles all the way up to 319 for the 77 kilowatt hour battery. That starts from £42,520, which gives you a lot more range, 100 miles, and might be something considered if you're doing long distances to get you into the electric market. This is where you plug it in, and it's also got 2 different points, so you can charge it pretty much anywhere where you need to. It can also do 100 kilowatt hour fast charging, so you can charge this pretty fast. If you're like on the motorway or need to go to the supermarket or something, it's perfect for that. It also is a good chance on longer journeys just to have a nice rest, and especially if you're not doing longer journeys, then this is definitely something to consider. You don't have to sacrifice on anything, and in fact you gain a lot not having to spend a lot on fuel, especially as the prices are rising. So the door handles on the ID.4 are also quite cool. They're sort of flush with the bodywork, but they're still a physical handle. You press a little thing underneath and it releases the door. So it's very easy to use. Now let's have a little look inside the ID.4. So this is inside the ID.4, and I have to say it does feel really plush in here. I do like these captain armrests here, and they're really useful because you can just get them out of the way if you don't need them. You've also got this big storage compartment in here, and a very sort of futuristic floating console at the front. It does feel futuristic in here while still feeling pretty familiar too. These seats are really good as well. These are the Art Velour seats, which you get on, if you're familiar with the Golf, you get that on the Style, and or like in previous it would be like GT. So like top of the range sort of seats, and that's standard from Life. So that's really good. They're sort of a suede material, and they've got like leather on them as well, so it's really nice. One thing you might not be a huge fan of is the dark headlining, but you can get a sunroof as an option or it's standard on the Max model. And that's really cool because then you can have this sort of sleek. You've also got this display here and your gear changer. This is actually really cool how this is here. It's so easy to see and the steering wheel is nice and chunky as well. Build quality is actually genuinely really good. Everything feels nice and well put together and soft as well. It's actually better than in the Audi Q4 e-tron that I have tested out. It feels much more plush and much more thought about. You've also got more cup holders here at the front. And you can also take this out. You know, sometimes it's a bit annoying cleaning out your car, but if you can just take that out, it's much easier to clean. And I think that's a really cool thing that they've done there. So this is the front, and as you can see, you get your little thing here and it tells you how many miles you've got and things like that. It's really cool and it's like quite unique in this car that you've got this heads-up display, but it's not there, it's properly here. And it feels really futuristic and really cool as well. And it's sort of a mini version of this display here. And this is all standard as well. It's pretty easy as well to control everything on here. You just press this for climate and all your controls will come up like so. You can just do this to make it hotter or colder. Pretty easy. As well as the temperature, you can just change it here. You don't need to go into the menu, which is really good because it's pretty easy while you're driving as well to change that. Go into your vehicle and it'll tell you information about your charge and how far you can go and things like that. So we've got 94% charge. Let's have a little look in the back. So the back, well, in the back you've got absolutely mountains of room in here. Also got a nice armrest. It feels very plush and pretty comfortable in here. We've got armrest here and it's all still in this like black and tan theme, which is really nice and it's quite unique rather than just a plain black interior. And I do like it. You've also got your 2 USB chargers here and a pretty much completely flat floor. The centre tunnel is about this high up, so it's literally completely flat and really good, especially if you want to transport people in the middle. And that's what's really good about this car as an electric car. It's built from the ground up electric and it's really designed for families. It can comfortably sit 5 adults in here easily, and that's a really good thing about this car. Another good thing is all the kit that you get on it as standard. Standard you get heated seats, LED headlights, sat nav, adaptive cruise control, lane assist and much more. So it really is packed on this car. So what are my favourite things about the ID.4? Well, I really like how simple everything's laid out and how easy everything is to use. Inside it feels very clean, but you still have all the buttons where you need them. It's much better than cars like a Tesla, for example, where every single thing is through the screen. You've still got buttons underneath the screen and everything's clearly laid out. After a few minutes, you'll get completely used to the feeling of the ID.4. I also think the practicality on this car is just great. Really useful if you need to transport things in the back a lot of the time or anything like that. And you've also got a false floor under here where you can put your electric charging cables, like so. So everything is pretty much thought about. So that's the ID.4, Volkswagen's 4th electric vehicle. So first of all, they made the e-Golf and they made the e-Up and then they made the ID.3 and this is the ID.4. Also, there's the ID.5 out now, which is sort of a coupe style version of this car. So I do think the ID.4 is a really great electric car. There's other electric cars that are a bit more crazy or have more funky colours and design, but Volkswagen have decided to make something that's going to hold its value very well and it's going to be very practical for families. This car is expected to hold its value extremely well compared to other brands such as Peugeot, Skoda, as well as high-end. I think it's a really good car. So if you like this video, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and I'll see you in the next one.